Every time I hear Fabrizio Romano and Di Marzio talk about a player who plays in Italian Serie A, I really pay a keen ear to them because I really know that they're really on the source and they're really the flies on the wall when it comes to that side. And who are they talking about in particular right now? It's Zirkzee. Zirkzee youngster that has been linked to Arsenal ever since the January transfer window. And we come in here to situate that he's still linked to the club of Arsenal. And there is a very huge transfer block that hadn't gone ahead to be had anywhere. And it's Gianluca Di Marzio that has gone ahead to obviously break this story to the public eye. And there is Timo Werner. Where is he going to be playing next? At Tottenham Hotspur, all RB Leipzig will be like, get us the player and we sell him. All else, you sign him on a certain fee in there for you. And lastly, we're going to be talking about Duran, you know, that boy that went ahead to score a brace as Aston Villa was really playing against Liverpool in that game that went ahead to end 2-2 at the stadium of the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Let's see close to 400 likes matching this video. Don't forget to subscribe so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And you know my name, Rokani, and I always come here in peace to situate that all goes our way in here for you. We are trying to situate that. We obviously continue to really bring you stories and really bring you as many as we can, because we know to it that the more we bring you more and more and more, the more you guys are really gonna hate into the mood to know exactly what is taking all happening all over the world. Now, we thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, and continue to subscribe because we want to hit 22,000 subscribers. But as we speak right now, we are on to our journey of hitting 21,000 subscribers, 200. You understand? So lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload the video onto this beautiful channel of ours. Now, let's start it off with Di Marzio. Di Marzio has come out and really said, for the way Arsenal play, I think Joshua Zirkzee could be perfect for them. I know he's on the list, but I don't know if he's the priority. He's also on the radar of Juventus and AC Milan at the moment. He is the perfect young striker for all of them. I've watched him play in some Serie A games ever since he was linked to Arsenal from around December last year. Each and every time I really met Bologna play, I had to obviously be part of that. This guy, left-footed player, but he obviously scores very many goals. Clinical finisher, he's a towering of a lad, he has the physique, he ticks all the boxes that Arsenal really want. And if at all they really want that understudy striker, this is the guy. If at all you want a striker that's going to come in through and obviously get you those goals, I think is the guy. He is really built on a different level, and I've always gone ahead to let you know that Arsenal had even gone ahead obviously present a contract of £155,000 a week, and it shows you that all those negotiations are really going in through. The moment you see to it that a team has gone ahead to see to it that they approach the side of the player they want, that means the personal terms have already gone ahead to be agreed before all of this goes to pass. So they come out and release such stories because Arsenal is in talks with very many strikers. And I think one of the reasons Arsenal are really delaying to do this and make a striker priority, or to mention their priority signing, is because they want to obviously see how their budget is really gonna be and how other teams are really gonna be attacking in which direction. And I think Arsenal are looking so much in the midfield because they know there are a lot of strikers on the market that they don't need to rush. If you talk about the strikers that are on the market, there is Ivan Toney, Zirkzee, there is Santiago Jimenez for Feyenoord, there is Oli Watkins, there is Vlahovic, there is Gyökeres, Alexandria Isak, which other striker? There are very many strikers that are going to be put on the market, and it looks like last season because there are very many strikers, but they ended up moving to different teams. And even this time, the market has gone ahead to produce more strikers. someone has reminded me of Benjamin Šeško in there for you. Benjamin Šeško is another one who has gone ahead to put in a shift that everyone will really talk about. So as it stands, we're here to obviously welcome in who is going to be the priority striker target for Arsenal. As Dimasio is saying, we cannot come here and obviously put out what we think is right. But Arsenal are interested in Zirkzee, and it's going to be really a difficult situation to win that race. But when you look at those teams, Juventus, AC Milan, I think if at all Arsenal makes Zirkzee a priority, Arsenal will win the race. I tell you, they will win the race because they stand a better position to say to it that this guy goes to their side. They can even use his fellow Dutch player, that is Julian Timber, to persuade him to obviously coming through, and that will obviously see him have a very good soft landing in Arsenal, because he will be having a fellow Dutch player that he can easily associate with, because they have the same culture, they enjoy the same stuff, and that is Joshua Zirkzee for you. But the big block is this. You understand? The big block is this, that Dimasio has gone ahead to break, and I think even Fabrizio Romano had not gone ahead to obviously say this. Now, we've been told by Dimasio that it depends on whether Bayern decide to buy him back or not. It depends on who decides to sell him, Bayern or Bologna. It is a difficult situation in this matter. Zirkzee has a strange situation with his contract, as Bayern have the option to buy him back for 40 million euros. But if Bologna sell him to another club, they will only get 60% of the transfer fee. So this is the conundrum. This is the conundrum, and it's a very huge block in there for you to obviously keep a player like Zirkzee with you. And having gone ahead to hit this fine form, it has gone ahead to find out, or to be found out, that Bologna can only take 60% of the fee. They are really gonna really sell him, but it looks like a decision has already gone ahead to be taken, right? That Zirkzee is going to be up for sale, and Zirkzee also is pushing for move out of the side of Bologna. Bayern Munich, I think if they wanted to obviously sign him back, they would have gone ahead to obviously do it even before the end of this month. But I've not heard any movement at Bayern Munich showing interest in Zirkzee. So the fact is, Bologna will get 60%, and that puts his cost to a very high rate. If Bayern can only get him at 40 million euros, if at all they want to buy him back from Bologna, that means if Bologna is going to sell him, they have to say to it that they sell him like 60 million euros plus. 60 million euros plus, that means they'll get their 40%, their 40 million euros that Bayern value him this player, and Bayern will only take 20 million euros. Bayern is having Harry Kane, and I don't think that they'll be looking at a striker of the caliber of Zirkzee. So that is the hugest block in there for you, that now for you to come in through and take this player, you need to find yourself in a situation where Bayern isn't really standing in your way, and you need to cough out a very huge amount of money that will see to it that Bologna gets its enough money. He has been linked to Juventus, and remember, Thiago Motta, his former manager at Bologna, has found himself how is it called? To get an occupation, right, at the side of Juventus. Can he really persuade him to join him? That is also possible. That is really another block also for Arsenal to break, because he's the one who brought him to Bologna, and he believes that he's a very good striker. And when you look at Juventus, they look like they want to sell Vlahovic, and if you want to sell Vlahovic for like 80 million euros, I think you can easily get in Zirkzee as his replacement. That is it, and it's a deal for me to do. So I wait and see how that happens, but there is a very huge block, a transfer block for Zirkzee to join the clubs of Arsenal because of Thiago Motta going to Juventus and Bayern Munich standing into their way. You understand? And the other block that I had even forgot to talk about, that I had noted down before I came before I came to record this video, is Juventus and AC Milan will guarantee Zirkzee a starting position into their teams. Can Arsenal go ahead and do that? That is another huge question that Arsenal needs to answer, because at the age of 23 that Zirkzee is at, he wants to play more and more and more game time. That is it. So that is it for Zirkzee, and that is all about the transfer block that's going to come in through for this Dutch international, and wait to see whether they're going to include him to the squad of Dutch that is going to be playing in the Euros. And I tell you that Dutch need Zirkzee, because you can't tell me that you are going to go out and really play and you obviously flaunt this guy called Weghorst and Memphis Depay, yet you are having an out and out number 9 in Zirkzee. I think you better take Zirkzee to the Euros. And I think if at all the Dutch take Zirkzee to the Euros, he'll obviously come in through to really put in a very huge shift into the mix. Now, Ange Postecoglou, on when he will make the decision to sign Timo Werner, he said, I think from our perspective, there is a deadline there. Again, a lot of that will depend on the negotiations between the clubs and how Timo feels. Again, from my perspective, I'm comfortable with the situation, and I'll let the other guys steer it to see what kind of outcome there is. So, Timo Werner is a January transfer signing for the side of Tottenham Hotspur, and I think he really had a very good reception at Tottenham Hotspur. When you look at his stats at Tottenham Hotspur, 13 games in the Premier League, 2 goals and 3 assists. I think that's not bad for Timo Werner, meaning that he missed out on like 6 games and he really put in a very good shift in there for you. That is Timo Werner for you. And I think Ange Postecoglou had gone ahead to give him a very good revival of a career, and let's all admit that he went ahead to put in a very beautiful shift, and they have all the right to keep him. And I know they are trying to keep him at the side of Tottenham Hotspur. So wait and see what decision is going to be made in between RB Leipzig and Tottenham Hotspur on whether to keep Timo Werner or not. Now, Unai Emery has gone ahead and obviously had something to say about Duran. He has said, I speak to him a lot individually and collectively about him, even with his agent, because his agent helps with him as well. His potential is great, but he needs a plan, and I'm trying to do it. So, this guy summed up his season by scoring a brace against Liverpool, right? And that has gone ahead to prove to us that he's the lad responsible for everything that is really going to take place everywhere. So, as it stands, it's all about him and Aston Villa. He's a Jamaican international who's going to be playing in the Copa America, because I've gone ahead to see Jamaica, Colombia into that side, USA, Mexico, Canada, see to that they make it very vibrant into the mix. When you look at Zirkzee, when you look at Duran, he's a Premier League tailored striker. The physicality, he's a clinical guy, and I think next season is going to be huge for him, because Aston Villa is going to be playing in very many tournaments, and maybe he'll be fighting to obviously dislodge Ollie Watkins. That is it. And it's another task, by the way, to think of dislodging Ollie Watkins out of that position. It's really huge, because he scored some good number of goals and 13 assists in the Premier League season. That is Duran for you. But Unai Emery is good at improving players, and looks like he has a perfect plan to improve Duran at the stadium of Villa Park. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Zirkzee to Arsenal transfer block. How do they undergo this hurdle, guys? How do they overcome this hurdle of Bayern Munich, Thiago Motta, and the other teams promising him first team football, and he's going to be really hitting the ground running in the teams there. Then after that, you have to obviously let us know about the following. Timo Werner. Should Spurs keep him or sell him? Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. Bye-bye.